Hi there, welcome to your next video in the Getting Clear program. By now you should have an enticing title for your education-based marketing signature talk, as well as the first draft of the outline for your 3 data points. Remember that effective education-based marketing has 2 elements. It has to give great value, and it has to position the purchase or your coaching offer. Simply naming your data points is obviously not enough. You want to give value. This means you need to expand on each data point in a way that your specific audience can understand and relate to. The most simple way to do this is to use a step-by-step methodical approach that allows you to teach it quick and make it stick. For this, we'll use the what, why, how formula. Step 1. The what. What is the data point or concept? The first part of teaching the what of any concept is what's called the big reveal. In other words, you're going to share the catchy or chunked name of the concept or data point. You could write this name on a flip chart if you're presenting live, or have a slide with only the name of your concept. Think of it as a bullet point. And you could also encourage your participants to say the name as well, which will help them remember it. The second part of teaching the what of any concept is to offer a functional definition. In other words, giving a description of what the point means. It's simply another way of phrasing the concept. This is similar to opening a dictionary, looking up a word, and seeing what it means. For example, when we spoke about the specific audience, at first there was the big reveal about what the concept was, followed by a functional definition of the concept. I said that a specific audience is the clearly defined select group of individuals that you'll focus on helping and of being serviced to. As part of the functional definition of specific audience, we then looked at a couple of other names that are used, which might have been more familiar to you. This then deepens your comprehension of the concept. For example, I said that a specific audience is also known as a target market or niche market. So we therefore use different words to explain what the concept is. After the big reveal and the functional definition, the next part of teaching the what effectively is to use a concrete example, metaphor, or story to give your audience a better sense of what this thing really is. And then the final way to teach the what is to use a non or counter example of the concept. For example, what the concept is not. Giving a non-example of a concept allows your audience to understand the concept more clearly. Now, this might seem like a lot of things to do in order to teach the what, and you might want to take a shortcut, but I encourage you not to do that. When you really take your time to explain what the data point is, you keep your audience with you and feeling successful. And this is important. Helping them feel successful means that you're not losing them along the way as you deliver your talk. The next part of teaching a concept is the why. In other words, after you're absolutely certain that your audience has a good understanding of what the concept or data point is, you'll need to let them know why it's so important for them to comprehend. Why must they take time to really understand this data point? In other words, the why outlines how knowledge of this data point will help them in their life, or business, or relationship, or whatever is relevant. Now, it's in the why section that you're going to really push on the pain. One of the ways to write about the why is asking yourself, what are the ramifications of my audience member not understanding this data point? What could happen to them if they don't take action on this new information? What will ignoring this information lead to in their life? At the end of the why section, you want your audience to be on board with how important it is to get this concept and apply it as soon as possible. You could use some of the same teaching methods used in the what section. For example, you could tell stories or use metaphors. You could talk about what happened to other people who didn't understand this concept. You could offer what happened to you in your life before you understood this concept. You can also offer painful statistics if you have any. For example, if you're speaking to women about burnout, you might want to use statistics that talks about the doubling and tripling of heart attacks in women in the past 10 years. In the why section, you want them completely on board and desiring your solution. And then finally, you want to talk about the how. How can your audience implement, apply, or use this data point or concept right away in their life? In the how section, you can give them some quick tips, tricks, and strategies. Give them something, so even if they don't buy anything from you, they'll have a few things they can implement and use right away. For example, you could offer a simple 10-step relaxation process that these professional women can use to decrease their stress levels. That's a great and simple how. You could give them a bedtime ritual they could follow to make sure they're sleeping well. You could give them a simple action step to take or homework to do that will help them implement the information they've learned from you. For example, you can get them to commit to blocking off 1 hour per day or per week for self-care. Ask them to buddy up with someone else in the audience to check in with them for 30 days to make sure they're following through week by week. They could get a journal to reflect on how they might use the information that you've shared with them. This might involve giving them some time during your talk to reflect on one way that they could reduce stress in their life. You could then have them share this one thing with the partner or the group right there in your talk. And if you do this, you might even be surprised by the tricks that you personally can learn from them, which could become the how in your next marketing piece. Whatever you do, this is where you're giving actionable value. What, why, how. This is the formula to use to expand on your data points. Okay, so here's your homework for this video. Flush out each data point using the what, why, and how formula. Good luck with that. Have fun, put the work in, it will pay off. And until next time, stay coherent.